Om Asato Ma Satgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om. Pranam to Guruji, pranam to all the friends of Vyasa, and my humble pranam to the viewers. Friends, last episode we have seen that how the verse of Sri Tulsidas ji related to Saguna Aguna, what he says that Sagunahi Agunahi Nahi Kuch Veda, means there is no difference between Sagun and Aguna. Sagun refers to which we are having three-dimensional form, name, form, and guna, and Agun without having all the things, name, form, and guna. What we have seen last episode, that in terms of concept mentioned in Bhagavad Gita and also from the view of quantum mechanics, that Aguna and Saguna can be defined, can be termed as, Aguna can be termed as Sat in terms of Bhagavad Gita, and wave function in terms of quantum mechanics, and in terms of Veda, what we are going to today, that is Aguna can also be defined as Brahman. In Veda, it is mentioned Brahm and Maya. So Brahma is nothing but Aguna. Similarly, Saguna can be defined or can be termed as Asat in terms in context with Bhagavad Gita, and in context with classical theory, it can be termed as a particle as well as in wave, separate function of the object. Object can be either particle or wave, that is what classical mechanics tells. So that way we can define. And then now today what we are going to take, the same Saguna is nothing but Maya. So Brahm and Maya can also be equated. Brahm can be equated to Aguna, and Maya can be equated to Saguna. So we'll see that how Brahm and Maya are the same. If both are same, then the verse mentioned by Tulsidas ji, that Sagunahi Agunahi Nahi Kachu Veda, there is no difference between Sagun and Saguna and Aguna. That is true. So we'll examine that verse with the help of Brahm and Maya. That is today our analysis. What is Brahm? Brahm can be defined in many ways. Many books have been written on Brahm. But we know one thing, that once we had the prayer of reaching to the Brahman, then we say, Bhavatitam Triguna-rahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami, means Brahman is Sadguru. And we say that he is Bhavatitam and Triguna-rahitam. Means what? What is Bhava? Bhava is the property of Brahman given to the Purusha. Let us take it this way, that Brahman, once he wanted to become many, he had projected himself as per his own Sarupa and own Svabhava. Means one hand he has projected his Sarupa, other hand he has projected his Svabhava. So Sarupa is nothing but the Purusha, and Svabhava is the power of the Purusha. So that way he has projected. So once he has projected Purusha and Purusha's power, so that, and then Prakriti is always there in the Akshardham, or where nothing, where things are not getting any deterioration. All the time they are eternal as well as infinite. So three things are there in the Akshardham or Akshar Padarth in the universe. Other Padarth, other matter can get will have the changes or can get destroyed or will not have the existence. But three Padarths or three matters, not matter, we can say three tattvas are not having any deterioration. They are Brahman himself, then Atman, soul, and third is Prakriti, nature herself. So these three are always eternal and infinite. But Brahman projects himself in soul, in the form of soul, having two of its identity, like Sarupa and Svabhava. Sarupa we call it Prakriti, Purusha, and Svabhava we call it as a power of Brahman. And Prakriti is always there. So now the model what we are going to analyze, that Brahman after projection has a Sarupa and Svabhava, and Sarupa is Purusha and Svabhava is a power, and in addition to that we are having the Prakriti. So once we say Bhavatirtam, means the Purusha property, or we can say the Sarupa property is not there in Brahman. And property of Prakriti or nature, quality of Prakriti or nature is also not there. That's why we call the Brahman is Bhavatirtam Trigunarahitam. Means he is free from the property of Purusha, and he is also free from the quality of the Prakriti. Purusha in our model, Purusha is point number 2, Bindu number 2, Prakriti is Bindu number 4, and the power of the Brahman, that is Svabhava, is Bindu number 3. So today we will dwell upon Bindu number 1, 2, 3, and 4. As we have defined that Brahman himself is at Bindu number 1, Purusha, Mr. Sarupa, is Bindu number 2, and is Svabhava, that is power, is Bindu number 3, and Prakriti or nature is Bindu number 4. So we are going to examine how the Brahman, Bindu number 1, and how the Maya is nothing but Prakriti, Bindu number 4. So how Bindu number 1 and 4 are equal. There is no difference between Brahman and Maya. Now, further analysis will examine that Purusha, or as a mirror view of Brahman, which is also called Sarupa. So mirror view is what? Mirror view consists of what? What are the properties? And Prakriti consists of what are the gunas? So Purusha consists of three properties, three charges, that is the fundamental particles, that is plus having the charge, or Hava is having plus, minus, and neutral charges. So that indicates that Purusha consists of the property of proton is plus, having plus charge, electron has got negative charge, minus charge, and neutron has got zero charge or neutral charge. So all three are the properties in the hands of Purusha, that is at Bindu number 2. Similarly, Bindu number 4, which is Prakriti, has got three qualities. Those qualities are Sato, Tamo, and Rajo Guna. So with once we define Brahman, then Brahman is free from the property of Purusha, that is from Bindu number 2, whatever property there, that also is not, Brahman is not keeping that one possessor of whatever Bindu 2 is having possessing, that also is negative. At the same time, Brahman negates the quality, that is three guna of the Prakriti. So that's why we call it Brahman is Bhavatitam and Triguna Rahitam. Now, the model also clarifies that Prakriti, but Prakriti is having all the Bhava is also there and Guna is also there. Prakriti herself is having three gunas, and Prakriti has got now means a sort of approach to the Bhava also, means Purusha, whatever property is having charges, that is proton, neutron, and electron, there also Prakriti has got the hands. Prakriti can take all the things. Prakriti is free to take the Bhava property along with her creation. At the same time, Prakriti is so powerful that she takes care of the Swarupa of God, that is nothing but the power of God. And there, already we have seen in Narayana Upanishad, their power is all, we can say, prana. So Prakriti has got, Prakriti becomes more powerful. Prakriti is nothing but Maya here. So Maya becomes more powerful than Brahman while creation. And one thing is very interesting to know that above the point number 2 and 3, window number 2 and 3, or we can say Swarupa Brahman and Swabhava Brahman, that is the land, or that is domain for Brahman's activity or approaching to Brahman. That is, by that way we can approach to Brahman. Means, if we are reaching the upper side of window number 2 and 3, then certainly we are having the approach to the Brahman. But Prakriti, which is window number 4, drags the window number 2, means all the property of window number 2, as well as power of the God from window number 3, and her own quality, that is three guna, all three together Maya works. That's why we used to call the Maya is more powerful than Brahman. And to reach the Brahman, we have to face the Maya. We have to get the help of Maya, then only we can go there. The same model we can see that activity of Maya, how we can approach. Suppose Jiva is at window number 5. If Jiva individual would like to go to, Jiva is nothing but the same family, or rather say lineage of window number 1, Brahman. So because Paramatma says that this Jivatma is from my family. In the Bhagavad Gita, he tells about that one. Jivatma is from my family. And we'll see from the model also, yes, Jivatma has got direct relation of Brahman, which is window number 1, provided all hurdles in between, that whatever is there at window number 4, 3, and 2 are removed. So this is the concept of what we got from, or we got defined with the help of this model, that what is Brahman and what is Maya. Now, once Brahman is free from all the properties of Purusha and all the qualities of Prakriti, then it becomes Aguna. And when Prakriti takes all the property of Brahman as well as power and her own quality, then that is Maya. That's what we understood now with the help of model also. And that model with the help of our micro universe, that is human body, the same kind of function is happening. And with that way, yogi, they used to get the separation, or they used to have the understanding of Brahman and Maya. After this, Brahman and Maya, we'll see that how this Purusha and Prakriti, just they are getting entangled. They are forming the loop. As we have seen earlier, once creation started, while dealing with the mantra of Siya Ram, that time also we have seen that Siya was at 4, Bindu number 4, and Ram was Bindu number 2. Param Ram was Bindu number 1. So with that, once they get entangled, Purusha and Prakriti get entangled, then we are in the Jagat. Similarly, when power of the God and Jivatma get entangled, then also we are in the Jagat. And from that particle model, will whatever standard particle model is there, there also we see first when Big Bang happened. Big Bang happened means Big Bang point is Bindu number 1, Paramatma point only. And from Paramatma after Big Bang, the Bindu number 2 is nothing but Bindu number 2 is related to quark, and Bindu number 3 is related to lepton family. So these two got emerged. Means quark and lepton got emerged. Quark and Bindu number 2, you can keep from understanding point of view, and the lepton at Bindu number 3. That's why we see, and Bindu number 4, that is Prakriti, get entangled. They have got a, she becomes the combination of Purusha. So they both together, Bindu number 2 and 4 together is Purusha and Prakriti, and that kind of loop formation is there. That kind of Purusha and Prakriti association brings the form of samsara, or we started getting in the material form, change from energy to material, we started getting changed. So that kind of a scenario exists between Purusha and Prakriti. And similarly, from lepton side, whatever electron is at Bindu number 3, and neutrino at Bindu number 5, so they get entangled to lepton family. Then also we are in the world, in the Jagat. And we have also seen that Bindu number, how this entanglement brings the karma theory. That we have seen that one, which about last episode, that this entanglement loop of Bindu number 2 and 4 provides one entanglement, one loop, and Bindu number 3 and 5 provides another entanglement, and both we have seen that they give the result of types of karma. One is called karma sangraha, and that is called karma prerna. So this kind of situation happens once the Purusha and Prakriti gets entangled. Then we are having one type of karma, and when power of the God as well as Jivatma get entangled, then we are having the karma known as a karma sangraha. So these are the format we have already understood in our discussion. But now this whole thing, whatever we have seen, Purusha and Prakriti, and from this diagram itself we can define. Now we can clearly say that Bindu number 1 is Paramatma, and Bindu number 2 is Purusha, and Bindu number 4 is Prakriti. So to these two, Paramatma, Bindu number 1, and Jivatma is at Bindu number 5. So it has to cross, or it has to get sort of clarity at window number 4, 3, and 2. So that we'll see that one. The same model is also indicating that from a Veda point of view, that window number 2 is called Vasu. Vasu means what Veda says. Window number point means Paramatma mirror view, or we can say the God's Swarupa, that is mirror view, exists at window number 2. And that consists of Vastu. Vastu means it is a collection of all the atomic particles. It is a story of means when atomic particles become active, that point, that domain is called Vastu. And that's why Lord Krishna is called Vasudeva. So Vastu is the point 2 and Deva is the point 3. So both Vasu and Deva combined together is Krishna. And in the relation with Krishna, we know that there is Radha, that is Bindu number 4, and she is more powerful than the Vasudeva. Vasudeva is nothing but Bindu number 2 and 3, and Radha is Bindu number 4. So this kind of concept is also we can get clear from this diagram from while dealing with Brahm and Maya. And from there, it is very interesting to note that Vastu, what Vastu is defined in the Veda, there are 3 Vastus. One is Varuna, second is Mitra, and third is Aryama. So we can say that Varuna, Mitra, and Aryama are equivalent to proton, electron, and neutron respectively. Now we will try to understand how Deva existed at Bindu number 3. As we have understood that proton, electron, and neutron mentioned in Veda respectively are Varuna, Mitra, and Aryama. And when they start, when they are in a subatomic level, starting a very, very minute substance, that is what we call particle, and particle of unstabilized condition, and they were trying to become the stabilized one. So while they were seeking their own positively charged particles together, in that fashion they moved here and there, and that movement has given a sort of formation of air. So that air is called Deva. And Deva is at Bindu number 3. That's why they means air or Vayu is also called energy. So Bindu number 3 is energy, and Bindu number 2 is space. Space means containing a space containing all the Vasu. Vasu means electron, proton, neutron, or we can say in Vedic term containing Varuna, Mitra, and Aryama. So in this fashion, Deva is produced. So Vasu and Deva started working, and they are Vasu is a Vastu, we can say that this resembles with the Swarupa of Brahman. Swarupa means mirror view. So Vastu is Swarupa of Brahman, Deva is Swabhava of Brahman, that is power of Brahman, and both together, Vastu and Dev is Vasudeva, and Krishna is called Vasudeva. Now, let us examine how this Brahm and Maya, because our topic is Brahm and Maya, how this endorses the concept of Tulsidas-ji, what he has given in the form that Aguna Saguna nahi kuch Veda. There is no difference between Saguna and Agun. So we are going to examine that from this angle, from the angle of Brahm and Maya. So we have seen Brahm and Maya, and we have also seen that Brahm consists of Purusha and Urja. Urja means his Swabha, that energy that just now we mentioned about Deva. So Brahm is possessor of Vastu and Deva, or we can say possessor of Purusha and Urja. That is what Brahm is possessing. And we have also seen that Prakriti or Maya is possessor of Vastu as well as Deva, and at the same time our own property of three guna like Sato, Rajo and Tamo guna. So that way on the surface it looks Maya is more powerful, possessor of more ingredients than Brahman. Then how can we say that both are same? There is no difference, both are equal. One factor is there, and we also know that Maya is our cosmic computer which decides the creations, which kind of a species the individual will be, where will be its placement, and what kind of suffering or pleasure one individual have in the incoming life. So all ingredients are fed in the cosmic computer by our karma theory. But possessor of cosmic computer is also Maya. So Maya is very powerful. Being powerful, more powerful because Maya is the managing director of creation. So naturally she has to be very powerful than the chairman or controller. So that way Maya is very powerful. But we have to look into the factors by which both are equal. Means Maya is equal to Brahman. By our scripture says, by investigating all the factors, what our scripture tells that what is ultimate nature or what is Brahman actually. Brahman is unconditional love. What is unconditional love? Non-new factor we have got. Unconditional love is consists of compassion, pity, mercy, kindness, forgiveness. These are the sub divisions of unconditional love. Means unless all the factors are fully developed, one will not have the unconditional love. But Brahman is having unconditional love, means he is possessor of all these factors. He is very kind, he is very, he has got the, he gives the forgiveness. He tells even Bhagavad Gita that whatever you have done, sarv dharmani parityajya mamekam saranam braj. Means you leave all, even if you have done blunder, you leave all and come to me and he will pardon. Means what? He is very kind, very forgiveness. He has got forgiveness, sense of forgiveness. And at the same time, he shows the pity, mercy, and kindness. So by that way, Brahman is having unconditional love. And if we look into the aspect, these aspects, whether Maya is having or not, yes, Maya is also possessor of unconditional love because she becomes very, very unconditional to the sadhaka for helping sadhaka from lower level or from conditioned level to go to unconditioned level. So that way, Brahman is a possessor of unconditional love, and Maya is also possessor of unconditional love. On this factor only we can say that Brahma and Maya are the same because they are both are possessor of unconditional love. And by that way, we have seen that Brahma and Maya both are having no difference. So we can very well say that no Veda in Brahma and Maya, both are same. That way we can, whatever Sri Tulsidas ji has given, that Sagunahi Agunahi Nahi Kachu Veda, that stands good, holds good from the angle of Brahm and Maya analysis. And Brahm and Maya analysis proves that in this unconditional love is a factor. So we can say when Sagunahi Agunahi also having no difference because of unconditional approach to from one lower side to the higher side, or from Saguna side to the Aguna side. Let us close this. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.